Yo, what's up? It's me, Kaeden. Picture this, alright? You and your homeboy, you've been friends for a long time. And this friend of yours streams, alright? And, you support him, you watch his streams all the time. Because, y'all are tight like that. Whoa. So anyways, one day, he is streaming. And he accidentally shows a notepad with a silly link on there. And, you decide, it's kind of strange. And then you see a bunch of people in his chat saying, bro, what's wrong with you? There's something in that link that's wrong with you, blah, blah, blah. Saying all these mean things. And after this link was just exposed. So you're kind of like, alright, something's up. So you decide to do your own digging. You click that, or you copy and paste that link into your web browser. You open it, and it is just the most heinous stuff you've ever seen. I'm talking child lolly hen I'm probably going to have to blur some of this, or whatever I'm saying now, just because it's the beginning of this video. But you could probably get the gist of it. Basically, it has some of the most heinous stuff you've ever seen on there. And it is a link that your friend has made. What do you do in this situation? Which leads me into today's topic. Why is this so hard to just not like kids? So that scenario I just made up was something that recently happened to a streamer named Lecrae. Not Lecrae, that's the rapper. Lecrae? I don't know how to say it. But basically, that exact scenario kind of just happened. And it kind of made me want to sit down and talk to y'all about... I'm just trying to figure out why it's so hard for people to not like kids. Especially, like, big social media influencers. If you know me, you know I hate pedophiles. I think it is very wrong to mess around with a child. Mess around with someone underage. It's literally not that hard to find someone your age, bro. There's an extent to this too. Like, I think if y'all remember the Call Me Carson thing, I think Carson was like 19, and then whoever he was talking to was like 17. That's a little more iffy to me, just because there's people in high school that are 19. It's not common. I don't know. It's a little more iffy there. If he was like 20 and she was 17, that'd be a little more different. Scratching past that, there's a limit to where it's not as weird, but there's also a limit where that's when it starts getting weird. If you are a grown-ass man and you are going out of your way to look up videos and pictures of children because it turns you on, you are disgusting. Let me take my sip of water real quick. If you pay attention to stuff online, not just the YouTube social space, but also underground rap, for example, too. It is very common to see a lot of big YouTubers and a lot of rising underground rappers to get exposed for underage sexting or sexual assault of younger children. All of these terrible things involving children. And I'm just trying to understand why it is so hard to find someone that is your age to date. Literally, go out to the bar. I thought I had a burp. Go out to the bar. Go out to the club. Go on Tinder. Go on an app where you're going to have people that are your age on there and just talk to them. I think maybe, too, it is a different situation if you are talking to someone and you genuinely have no clue that they are underage, and then you find out, then, as long as you're not into that, then I would say that's kind of fucked up on your end, and I feel terrible for you. But that's also if you're not lying about it, because there's been many YouTubers who have had allegations like that against them, and then they're like, oh, I didn't know Lacey wasn't 13, even though she stated it, and you're like, bet.
You got me.
I think a part of this thing is a high addiction to pornography. That is my theory. And I'm sure you can even just kind of look into it, like some of these people, like the streamer I was just talking about. He has a list of like bestiality, CP, and like all this other stuff, and lollies and stuff. If you don't know what lolly is, by the way, it's basically like little anime characters that look like they're like 7 years old, but they're supposedly like 400 something years old, and people are attracted to them for some reason. But they're like, oh well, Decepticons actually 430 years old, so it's not weird. They look like a child, bro. Stop coping and admit that you just like children. But I think these people struggle to connect and just talk to people their age, and they decide to rely on pornography because they feel that that's what's going to connect to them more rather than human connections, which that is just not true at all, I believe. You just need to do enough searching, whether that is in person or through Discord or Reddit or something. Maybe not Reddit actually, but online communities too. You will find someone who matches with you, whether it's on, an intimate level or just like a friendship level. There's someone out there you can talk to about this kind of stuff rather than relying on going online, seeing people just and thinking that is a valuable connection to you. And going into that rabbit hole too, you will progressively start to just go downhill and become a degenerate with it and start finding more worse pornographic stuff or just terrible videos that get you aroused, and then eventually you just are a degenerate person. Now I'm kind of going to the extreme there. Yes, that's just how I am, for one. But also, we've seen this happen before with many people online who they don't have anyone to talk to, or they can't connect to someone on an intimate level, so they rely on going online, watching porn. That isn't enough for them. They go deeper, until like seeing Larry getting his head chopped off gets someone aroused. Overall, I think people can stop this kind of thing from happening by just connecting with someone and helping either them or just the person in general just needs to go outside and find someone their age that can connect to them on an intimate level. Because relying on videos online to eventually just believing that children are the thing that turn you on is degenerate behavior and should be looked down upon and should be something that we need to take action on and stop in. Because I don't remember these many like child predators existing back in the day online. But then again, I have to say this too. The internet has grown an exponential amount since I have been on it. I've been on the internet since I was in second grade. Before, it was probably like a couple million people on the internet. Now, probably like 6 billion people are on the internet. Maybe even 7. I don't know. But literally almost everyone is on the internet. And because of that, since there's so many fucking people on this planet, we're going to see more and more people exposed. But also on a brighter note, too, it's not as common as we think. As much as I think it's very common, it's really not. Because going on social media, on YouTube, or just seeing like these social media stars, these rappers and stuff, you see a bunch of them getting exposed for these heinous acts of sexual acts against children and stuff. You're only getting shown like the top 0.1% of people that are actually doing that. It is really not every YouTuber or every musician or every internet personality or personality in general that is like this. It is common still. Yes, it is much more common than we think. And I could be wrong on this. It's probably rising in numbers. We're really only getting shown a small percentage of who's on the internet, of people who are actually just some of the worst people to ever fucking exist. It is a small group of people in comparison to the rest of the world. You kind of have to think about how many people there are in the world. Because out of the 8 billion people that are on this earth, I would say probably 1 billion of them are some shitty people. That's just me being positive there. It's probably more. But in reality, it is not as many people as we think. So there's a brighter side to this thing, but that's like the only bright side to this. So I guess the only really solution to this is probably just monitoring these people a lot better and actually taking action against these people sooner rather than later. Or these people need to recognize they have a problem with this early on rather than just letting this get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Those are like the only solutions I can think of as actually happening. It's not going to prevent all of it, no. But maybe we could drop that number down a little bit, because it'd be nice to not have to open my phone and find out a new rapper I like loves to diddle children. Like, for the love of God, I would love to just like a rapper who doesn't diddle children, please. Moral of the story: don't talk to children online. Don't like children sexually online. Find someone your age or in your age bracket. Alright? Trust me, there are plenty of fish in the sea, and plenty of those fish are your age. You won't get in trouble for dating someone your age. Now that we're into the video, thank you to everyone who recently watched my new video. I kind of took a hiatus from YouTube. I didn't really upload at all in 2025 on this channel, and coming back after almost 2 years and getting a good bit of love on my first video back, it does mean a lot to me. And you guys recommended more videos where I'm just kind of speaking my mind about something, no script, just coming straight from the ADD dome. I appreciate that on a real level. I'll plan to make more videos like this in the future. I'll try to be consistent with it as much as possible, because I do actually enjoy making these. Just talking to the camera feels pretty nice. And I'm going to just keep dropping bangers for y'all. Alright? Nothing but heat. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. Make sure to like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you hated it, subscribe if you're new. Use code kaeden10 at checkout for Power Wing and code kaeden15 at checkout for Iron Haven. Matter of fact, let me show y'all my clothes real quick. Alright, this is brand Iron Haven. This is the compression. I'm not putting this on right now, but this is the compression tee they got. Pretty sick. Alright, right here. Boom, pump cover. Boom, it's basically the same thing as the compression tee, but it's a bigger shirt. Power Wing, baby. Boom, here's the Power Wing shirt. It's also a pump cover. Check out that fucking design, bro. It's Naruto themed, by the way. They got a Berserk theme out, which I low-key need to invest in, because I fuck with Berserk heavy. But those are just kind of the samples from their websites. They got plenty more. They got sweatpants, compressions, wrist straps, backpacks, you name it. So use my codes for a discount of any gym wear or just wear in general. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm out of here. Deuces.